Tim Padovic with Urban Neighbor. I'm here again with Steve McEwen. Steve, how are you?
How you doing, Tim?
And at Properties, kind of known for the city atmosphere, but we're not in the city.
We are not in the city. We are in Glen, Ellyn. And actually the subdivision is called Glen Ellyn Woods.
Okay.
And we are here at the Glen Ellyn Mansion.
And at Properties has a luxury division, and,
yes,
and they kind of promote luxury no matter where it is.
Well, and the one thing about at Properties is that, you know, we've made a great inroad in the North Shore. We have offices in Lake Forest, Winnetka, Highland Park, you know, and you've got Evanston. But the one thing about at Properties is that we draw a lot of luxury buyers that come to the suburbs. And one of the things that the owner of the Glen Ellyn Mansion here wanted to do is attract that buyer that wants to leave the city, find a beautiful 7,000 square foot mansion.
That's a big home.
It's a big home with 8 bedrooms on 2 acres. You can't find this in the city.
Wow. So we were talking earlier, price point. What's going to cost for me to buy something like this out in Glen Ellyn?
Well, the great thing about this house is that price per square foot, it's an unbelievable value. We're asking $1.35 million. You can't find this in Oak Park. It has a Frank Lloyd Wright feel to it because the architects were actually proteges of Frank Lloyd Wright. So they designed it with a prairie style feel, but it doesn't have the shortness of a prairie style home. In other words, the ceiling heights are great. You've got 3 levels of entertaining. And so at $1.35 million, you know, we can compete with all of the other mansions in downtown Glen Ellyn.
Sure, sure. And this area, you're not going to, and plus you're not going to find 2 acres, right?
You can't find 2 acres in downtown Glen Ellyn. You really can't find 2 acres in downtown Hinsdale.
Right.
Wonderful 3-story home. It's all brick. It's solid. You have a circular drive. You have 6-car parking outdoors.
Very impressive. From, you know, people come by and look at this place. They know who it is. I can't wait to see the rest of the house. I know we're sitting like in the living space and the piano room here, you know, between the two. I would love to see the rest of the house. Could you show it to me?
Absolutely.
Hey Steve, great house. This is awesome. Thanks for showing me all these rooms.
Oh, thanks, Tim. Yeah, there's plenty of rooms. 8 rooms in all, 7,000 square feet.
8 rooms, bedrooms.
Bedrooms.
There's probably how many rooms? I mean, we can't even count all the rooms. There's little nooks everywhere.
If you count the bathrooms, you actually have 25 rooms in this 2-acre estate.
Wow. And we're in one of the many rooms, like a sunroom. We're in a nice window.
Absolutely.
Beautiful views from every single angle. Big,
yes.
You know, it's got seating and table to eat all in one shot. We're right next to the room we were just in.
Yes.
And then the piano room right there too. But you get a view of the front here and the back, which like you said, the landscaping is phenomenal, and you get to enjoy it from these rooms.
Yeah, it's a great place for a family, and we believe that the right buyer will fall in love with it just because of the character, the charm. You can't duplicate this house anymore.
No.
And it's something that they built a masterpiece back in 1915. The owners have continued to.
This is from 1915?
1915.
Wow.
And so once again, the architects were proteges of Frank Lloyd Wright. They did a fantastic job. And for $1.35 million, 7,000 square feet, you can't find that anywhere.
You can't find it. This is definitely an unbelievable house from front to back, all the way through. Just a great area. Most people don't think about landscaping as such an asset, but when you're looking at when you look through all your windows and you see this, you know, this is something that you just don't see much of. You know, you don't see a lot like this.
And with 2 acres, I mean, landscaping can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. And this particular piece of property, as I say in almost every video, you can kind of get an idea from pictures and what we're talking about and the video, but until you come out and see it, you don't see the impact of the ceilings, the actual leaded glass on every single door. Stained glass doors,
the wood trim that you see here, it definitely has a prairie style influence. And I think with that kind of character and that kind of charm, for the buyer that's looking at Oak Park, and loves the Frank Lloyd
Sure.
Wright style,
But wants big.
but wants land,
Yeah.
this would be a great alternative.
Yeah. And you're not going to, I mean, Glen, Ellyn downtown, fabulous, great neighborhood. So, you know, if people do like Oak Park, which Oak Park has its charm too,
Sure.
but this has its charm too. I mean, I think downtown Glen Ellyn has a couple of like famous restaurants now.
Yeah, with you know, you've got some great Italian restaurants, a great Vietnamese restaurant, a great French bistro. So Glen Ellyn has a lot to offer too, and literally we're in driving distance to Oak Park, Naperville, Woodfield, Oak Brook Center.
Right.
You
The
name it.
accessibility is phenomenal with Glen Ellyn. Many highways. You could actually hit. We're probably right in the middle of both airports, right? You probably hit Midway and O'Hare.
Yeah, from 355, it's easy access to 55, and obviously easy access to get over to 294 and get to O'Hare as well.
Well, I really appreciate you showing me this house because this is a great house.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Tim.